We start with that breaking news. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is in federal court facing serious and disturbing charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. His indictment unsealed this morning. The music mogul was arrested Monday night in Manhattan.
This is the latest in a host of legal problems for Combs. Jessica Moore live outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan with the very latest. Quite an incredible showing from Damian Williams at the courthouse moments ago.
It was, Chris, and as Cindy said, disturbing allegations, damning allegations, to be quite honest, including sex trafficking by force and racketeering. The indictment actually called Combs's company a criminal organization. Outside court earlier this morning, we spoke with Combs's attorney, who said that he has been nothing but cooperative. A newly unsealed federal indictment reveals charges of sex trafficking and racketeering against Sean Diddy Combs.
This office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
Prosecutors allege Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. The indictment goes on to allege, quote, as part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers.
The indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse.
Sources say Combs was arrested last night at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan.
We knew this was coming. I mean, he moved to New York, as I think some of you guys know. We brought him to New York about 2 weeks ago because we knew this day was going to come, and it's here.
Combs has been under intense scrutiny following the release of disturbing video showing him attacking his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. Combs later posted an apology online in response to that video's release. Cassie filed a civil lawsuit against Combs last November, accusing him of beating and raping her. Attorneys for Cassie declined to comment on Combs' arrest. Combs' attorney says his client is an imperfect person, but not a criminal.
I'm going to fight like hell to get him released, and he should be released with all that he's done and coming here voluntarily.
Prosecutors say they plan to fight for the opposite reaction from the judge. They want Combs remanded until trial. They say that's the standard in these sex trafficking cases. The defendant is not offered bail. They say they're going to fight tooth and nail to make sure he is not set free. Keep in mind, in addition to these criminal charges, Combs also faces roughly 10 civil lawsuits. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Jessica Moore, CBS News, New York.
It's going to be very interesting to see what the judge decides on pretrial detention, which will be decided today. Jessica, before we let you go, we're learning more about the raids on his homes in Miami and Los Angeles about 6 months ago. What can you tell us about that?
Right. So, Chris, this was sort of that bombshell moment. We knew that the momentum against Combs had been building, but when the FBI agents went in L.A. and Miami back in March, they say they found myriad items to be used against him, digital evidence of these sex parties that they called freakouts. They also found multiple assault rifles that they say were taken into pieces and sort of stored in different areas. They found digital evidence, additional evidence, photographic evidence. So they have a lot of key physical evidence against this man. It'll be interesting to see what happens during the arraignment. We're told we'll get about a 1 hour heads up before that arraignment happens so everyone can get into place. Chris?
All right, Jessica Moore,
Thanks,
live from federal court. Thank you, Jess. And stay with CBS News New York for the breaking details in these new charges for Sean Diddy Combs. We're going to have live reports tonight at 5. And if you would like to read the full indictment, you can do it on our website, cbsnewyork.com.